Hello everyone, welcome back to the Thinking Machine YouTube channel. First things first, we're gonna be coding a lot, so I'll be using Python programming language for all of the coding projects. So for this, we must have a good understanding of Python programming language. So for a week or so, I'm gonna be teaching you guys basics of Python programming, and then we'll get right into some of the interesting topic of artificial intelligence. Okay, so in which we're gonna and we'll move to first we'll move to data science, in which we're gonna talk about and learn to use pandas, numpy, matplotlib, to plot the graph, etc. Now again, if you don't know these Python libraries, don't worry, I'll explain and teach everything to you. So let's begin with basics of Python. So first, traditionally, everything start with hello world program. So just so first go to this python.org slash shell uh, interpreter, and just if you want, just write this thing, right? And there you go, this is your first program in Python programming language. Okay, so we are not gonna be writing all of our code in a simple shell, and in fact it's not even possible in online environment. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run locally. I mean, we're gonna execute our Python codes in our host machine. Here I'm using Windows, so I'll go to this download tab and download Python for your particular host. If you're using Windows, just click here and it will download it for you. So yeah, just click save and you're good to go. Alright, and in order to install it, just click here, and a Windows will pop up, and just you need to click this add Python 3.8 to my path, and just click install now. Okay, I will not do this because I have already installed Python in my Windows machine. So once you do that, just go to this once you do that, uh, just enter Windows button and R under CMD. You will see this Windows command shell, and here just install. Now you can do this like here you can write Python and it will open a shell for you, but it's not so interactive to write program here, as you can see, right? So we are gonna be using interactive Python shell. In order to do this, just enter this command in your shell, right? It will install a IPython interpreter for you. All right, it should be done. All right, it's installed. So again, don't worry about paper, I'll explain it to you later. So just write IPython in your shell and it will open a nice beautiful Python interpreter in your command prompt. Alright, you can do all kinds of things in this IPython, right? We are in our home directory, right? So if I want to go desktop, it will, I can navigate directly through this. Alright, desktop, I'm in desktop, right? So if I write pwd, I'm in desktop. Okay, so first program what we wrote earlier is hello world. Here you can see hello world. So let's talk a little bit about a Python variable. So whenever you start learning programming or any computer programming, you first going to learn what are the variables, data types does particular programming language have. Um, all the variables in which every programming languages have is sort of common to every other programming languages. So like in which they include say integer, right, integer data types, float, strings, and array, and many more, right? So in python we're gonna be talking about integers, float, strings, array aka lists, in python sets and dictionaries and all. So first let's get started with basics. So in order to declare integer in python, you just have to write a is equals to any variable is suppose 10. So if you want to know the type of a, you just call this function type and pass a to it, and there you go. It says that it's a variable of type int. So what's happening in background is this value 10 over here is getting stored into a particular memory location where the a is pointing to it, right? So if I want to know the memory address of a, I just have to call, there are functions to know the memory address of a particular variable. I'm using this hex. In order to know the memory address where the particular variable is pointing, you can just call this python function id, and it will return integer value of that particular memory address. And basically we talk memory address in hexadecimal format, so I'm going to convert this into hex format, right? So if you hit enter, you're gonna have you're gonna see a hexadecimal value of the memory address where a is pointing to, right? So okay, so if I enter a, it will give me a value of 10. All right, okay. So there is another data types in python, which is a float data type, which basically says that integer with floating point values. All right, so in order to declare a float value, you just have to write like 20.25, right? So in python we basically say python is a dynamically programming language. All right, so what this says is that you don't have to declare type beforehand. You write in the beforehand you declare a integer, right? So python will automatically detect if it's a integer, if it's a floating point value, if it's an integer, and etc., right? So if you have come from again a C programming background or other statically typed programming languages, you may have seen this variable declaration like int a is equals to 10, etc., right? So in python we don't do like this. We just declare variable, and whatever the variable type is, python will automatically allocate a particular memory address for that particular variable or particular data type, right? So in order to declare string, what we do in python is we declare string in single quote or double quote bracket. You can use any number of single quote, any number of double quote bracket, but we basically use single quote one time and double quote one time. Okay, so if you write remember earlier we wrote this hello world. We wrote this hello world, right? So what it is, the type of this variable is string, right? So whenever you write a bunch of characters simultaneously, right, it's a string in Python. Okay, so you can see the memory address of this variable, right? So hello world is stored in this particular memory address. Okay. Okay, so thank you guys. In the next video tutorial, we're gonna be talking about some other data types, advanced data types in Pythons, which are, lists, lists and tuple. Let me write it down. List, tuple, sets, and dictionaries. Dictionary. Okay, so hope you like it, and subscribe the YouTube channel for the next video updates, and hope you like it. Thank you.